It's not going to work when you have 50 people and you have them reporting to your leadership team. You're going to have to make these adjustments. Hope is not a strategy. Patterns repeat. You have to plan for that. Your job is to lead, not to fix. Gets back to not trying to change people, but to build the environment so that you can be productive. But more importantly, make sure you're hiring the kind of people that are going to work in your organization. Culture starts with you, and it has to do with who you hire and who you choose to keep. That's the other half of that. Included in development plan for your leadership system. So this is not just something that you and we're in this conversation about. This is about having a development plan, which is why plans are a big part of dynamic leadership, because you want to make sure that people have these skills. It's not that this is rocket science, but everybody's going to come to the table with their own version of this slide. And this is how you get people in from a family metaphor, or military metaphor, populist, or command and control. And what you want is consistency. It doesn't mean that command and control doesn't work, but we want consistency, and that's part of the development plan. So you should expect that your leaders deal with difficult people in a very similar way based on proven principles. It doesn't have to be mine, but it should be something that's proven. And these all align with best practices when it comes to human interaction. But depending on the organization, if you run a very intense security operation, and you have some special ops people in there, obviously this list might be a little bit different. So there you go. You take a screenshot of that. I'm not going to spend too much time on these, but the behavior, the tank, they dominate conversations, they dismiss input, and then you can see the strategies. You have the sniper. They undermine things, and a lot of this comes out of insecurity. But again, I would say it's based on what has worked for people in the past, and that's why they repeat it. Definitely have to call them out, and you call and I like to talk about leaders need elegant ways of calling people out, because if you don't call people out, it's going to continue, and then you're going to lead to a toxic environment. There have been numerous. Well, you can just look around. There are teams that are underperforming because of one person. That one person is taken out, and the whole team gets better. Attitudes get better. People enjoy work. The performance goes up because the tension is gone. And they're creating some toxicity, and because everybody's reacting to reactions, they get into this loop. A big part of this is you have to come out of the reaction and get into the conscious mind. Then you have the grenade, the explosive reactor, unpredictable emotional outbursts, disrupts. The know-it-all we talked about, it dismisses other people's views, and a lot of this is self-explanatory. And then the think they know it all, misinformed, overconfident, etc. And then the yes person, overpromiser. And one of the challenges with yes people is that the leaders get off on bad paths, and it creates even more problems because nobody wants to challenge it. And now the leader's making bad decisions.